Shalom. You live. It's live.
Shalom. It's a couple of brothers from Great Millstone, Houston. Before we get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar
double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. You know, we come out here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, but yet we're out here for our people, you know, and in the land of our captivity, you know, we would call upon the name of the Lord. The Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shah. Yahweh means he is or he exists, the existing one, and Yahweh Shah means he delivers. He is the deliverer. So these are the names that we're telling our people that we need to call on in these last days. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 148, and verse 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. And that's what we're out here proclaiming, that Yahweh's name is above the earth. You know, he is our Lord. He is our power. You know, he is our God. You know, and we're out here exclaiming his name, you know, telling our people, this is the name of the Lord. Luke chapter 2, verse 27. O Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, according to all thy great mercy of thine, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses, in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if he will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. Yeah, and this is the decree that the Lord said when he gave Moses the commandments up on Mount Sinai. He said, well, look, you know, if you listen to my words, these things will happen. And if you don't, guess what? You're going to be scattered into all the nations where, you know, all the nations round about. And as if you look around, we're scattered into every nation. I don't know if people have watched the Olympics, but you got these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans essentially in every nation on earth competing for those nations. You know, some of us looking like those other nations, but some of us just, you know, being scattered into that nation, looking the same as we are.
Hey, you see that in basketball a lot. When you watch the basketball Olympics, you'll see a foreign country, and then it's a team full of look like straight Jews, but they are Jews. Most likely.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord, Yahweh, shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
And that's where we are today. We've been scattered into all of these different nations. Like I said, you know, assembly, looking at the Olympics. Just in every country, you have so-called Negro, well, you know, the people that look like that, but these are bywords. These are bywords. This is one of the curses also that the Lord said that we would be called by bywords. Because, you know, that's what we're out here proclaiming. You need to go back to your heritage. Right. You're not black. You're not Latino. You're not Native American. You're not a rich poor. You know, you're none of these things. You know, your nationality goes back to the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, as you can see on the sign, you got Judah is the so-called Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Simeon, the Dominicans, Zebulon, Guatemala to Panamanian, Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, the Cubans, Gad, the North American Indians, Reuben, the Seminole Indians, Naphtali, the Argentina to Chile, Asher, the Colombia, and Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. You know, we're out here proclaiming these are not your nationality. These are bywords that have been given to you. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And that's what we're out here proclaiming. We're remembering who we are. You know, we've been scattered amongst these other nations for hundreds of years and hundreds of years. So it's like now, in these last days, we're proclaiming who we are. We're the Israelites. We're not none of these bywords. And we're calling on the name. Right. Luke 2 and 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
Real quick, it says he's going to give them a heart and ears to hear, because not only we proclaiming you to wake up to who you are, but you got to get the full understanding. Because that's just half of the battle, is just waking up. I'm the Israelite, I'm supposed to go, I got to wear fringes, do this, eat lamb, and then Jake stopped right there. But this is the thing, we calling unto the elect, are the ones who are going to get the full breath, man.
Do that again, that. Baruch 2 and 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
Yeah, there's only certain men that's properly praising Yahweh Shah through the Spirit, man. You have a lot of guys who's doing their own thing. They're not really showing love to the nation. As the brother going into, this is the proper way to show love to Israel, man. To warn them. You ain't warning them, Jake, you don't give a shit about the nation of Israel.
Yeah, man, we're supposed to be giving them the name. You know? The name is key. This whole ministry is not our ministry. It's not GMS Ministries, okay, IUIC, ISUBK, the rest of these, the different groups, you know. This is your how Bashim Yahushai's setup, you know. You got other camps, I'm sorry. You got other camps that are they're uplifting their brand over the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son. You know? You got it.
Psalms 148, verse 14, he also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yeah, it says he exalted the horn of his people, so he's going to raise up the power of his people and praise of all his saints. Okay, and the saints are these Edomites that they put up on high, and the saint of they got a saint for everything. That's not how that shit works. You know, the saints are the children of Israel. You know, this is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So the saints are the people that made a covenant with the Most High through sacrifice. You know, so yeah, the saints are the people that made a covenant with the Most High through sacrifice. We're going to get that in Exodus 24. This is Exodus chapter 24 and verse 4. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and building an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel which offer burnt offerings and sacrifice peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yahweh had said we will do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh hath made with you concerning all these words.
And only Israel was there. There was no other people there that had that blood sprinkled on them that entered into this agreement to keep the Heavenly Father's laws, statutes, and commandments.
Just laying back and off of that, this is Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19, going back into the name and the covenant. Okay, it says, So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay? And without those names, Yahweh Shemi Awashai isn't going to fight for you when these troops come in, when martial law is insinuated, right? When all of the chaos is ensuing. Okay? Those names are our covering and our protection. That's the standard. Yahweh Shai. Okay? Verse 20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion. That covenant was made with Israel, with Zion. And unto them that turn from the transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. And this is the point, verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. And that's the covenant, the agreement, the words. Yahweh Shai coming in the volume of the book. That is who we are prophesying of. But it was in that time, okay, and in every reincarnation after that, those same words haven't departed from the children of Israel specifically, because that's who the agreement was made with. You got it.
Yeah, so if you remember back in that Baruch you read, it said in the land of their captivity, they would remember to call on the Lord. All right? Who's in the land of their captivity? You have to ask these questions. Because Esau is not in the land of his captivity. He's on the conquest. He's the colonizer. He colonized. All right? He's the conquistador of modern day time. All right? But you look at, even the white boy, he had to admit, he said, he asked himself why. You know, why is it that the so-called blacks, which he said blacks, can't never seem to get themselves out of financial or economic turmoil? And then he said, he thought about it, he went to the scriptures and connected us with Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
And it only makes sense. But because we're in the land of our captivity and we're remembering, we're calling on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Prophecies really only fit these people as far as salvation and the promises and being glorified. That fit those people.
Yep.
It don't fit anybody else.
Nope.
Esau is not in the land of his captivity.
Right.
Neither is Ishmael.
Right.
Neither is Elam.
Right.
Neither is any of these other nations you can name, or if they are here, it's not the land of their captivity.
Right.
This is the land of our captivity.
Right.
All right, and we don't have. I even heard Mike Epps say, "Shit, everybody else got somewhere they can go back to.
Yep.
Where the fuck can we go? We don't have nowhere else to go back to because we are those people." But yeah, you got it.
I have a quick precept. This is Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Going back to the statement the elders made. You know, we in our captivity, and then we Yeah, we can't seem to get ourselves out of financial woes.
Get it together.
And not everybody left off is toe up financially in this country. You know? But wherever Jake is at, as a whole, we on the bottom.
Yep.
You know? And we under the rule of payments.
Yep. And even if we would, even the times that we was getting it together, Esau came with a crafty plan to throw us down.
Yep.
You know, Black Wall Street is an example, but as the elders always say, there was many Black Wall Street scenarios throughout the United States.
Yep. Harlem.
Yep.
You know, Dowling Street in the Third Ward. I heard that was.
Yep. Yeah.
Fourth Ward.
Yeah. You go to Third Ward, them fifth, even fifth, all these wards, man. You gonna find estates where Jake was living. A few of them, you know, got their little thing and, you know, whatever. But as a whole, Esau always figured out a way to throw us down. He brought in civil rights. Jake thought that was a good thing for us. Even at the end of the shit, Michael Luther King, a.k.a. Martin Luther King, all right, went on and admitted he had led his people into a burning building, man. This integration thing, okay, which was another snare in the trap to overthrow Jake. So no matter, even if Jake started getting it together, you know, Esau called, well, you know what, I got something for that. And he'll figure out a way to throw us back down. So that, you know, Jake might, well, no, you got Oprah, you got Jake, yeah, but are they talking about this?
Yeah, are they helping Jake?
No.
Well,
Oprah building the school in goddamn Africa. You see? Yeah.
And she got enough money, she could change the lives of a lot of Israelites.
Sure could. Esau won't allow that. If Jake get up there and start trying to help and give back, they pull him back down. Hey, put this shit out, we're gonna take you off your pedestal.
Right, we'll have you in the news.
Yep, we're gonna remind you a nigga. Okay? Now the elder Tazapah mentioned Mike Epps in that stand-up where he had made a comment saying if we don't have no place back to go back to, not here, okay, not on this side. The place that we're going back to is the kingdom of heaven. Okay? That's where we're going. That's where we're looking to go to. That's why the scriptures speak about hastening the day. Okay? There's nothing here. Satan even tried to tempt the Lord, man, with the things of this world. The elect had that same mindset of following Yahushua. So you can keep your shit, man. There's nothing you could give the elect to make them denounce Yahweh, why Yahushua? Okay?
Yeah. For what? For a piece of shit?
Temporal. And first and foremost, the first thing that's going to cross the elect's mind is to piss off Yahweh, why Yahushua? They're not going to even think about themselves. The elect is always mindful of what is well pleasing to the Heavenly Father and His Son. First and foremost, before themselves, what can I do for the church? What can I do to please the Heavenly Father and His Son? A selfless mind state, man, a mind state of service. Because when the Lord came in the flesh, He took on he came as a servant. The Lord came and served, man, contrary to popular belief. Okay? Go ahead. Yes, to minister. That's called. Oh, that's your one.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 27. And if you will not walk, and if you will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury.
Read that again.
Leviticus 26 and 27. And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury.
So there's a remnant that's walking the right walk. The majority of our people as a whole are walking contrary to righteousness. These just walk up to the corner with the long leather boots and the heels and the mini skirt. You think that's pleasing to the Lord? And that's just the first example I saw of our people. know? So the Lord said he's going to walk contrary to those that don't walk his way in what happened?
In fury.
In fury. Them harsh words, man. Okay? Shit. That's terrifying. The one that created everything. Jake's scared of the police, but here it is, the power that created everything, Jake has no fear of. See? And that's why see? Spirit always reveals, bro. This shit has got to go. What the fuck are you doing? Okay? Another example, Eve.
Slocky. Common fucking sense, you paying attention and looking forward. You gonna see a dip, you pushing a stroller, you go, oh shit, you gonna pop that wheel up, but a woman, a black woman, rather stand in and flip the baby over in the goddamn stroller.
With all of her ass
She's
hanging
worried
out.
about, yeah, that's what she's worried about something else.
With a tennis skirt on.
With an 8-year-old in the stroller.
Well, you mentioned dip. You dip, she dip, we dip. That's how she dressed. She dressed with a Tootsie Roll video.
Shit, that's what era she came.
304. You know, that's not well pleasing to the Lord, man. In fact, that's why you out here by yourself pushing a child, because the Heavenly Father is walking contrary to you.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. That's what the fear of the Lord look like. People don't understand. Fear of the Lord is baby mamas, baby daddies, niggas in and out of jail.
Yep.
That's the fear of the Lord.
Right.
Destroyed people.
Yeah.
Right. Worst case scenario. Living out the worst case scenario. It can't get no worse than that.
God damn. Abortion clinics, Eve running circles around other nations, man.
Yeah.
It ain't even a close second.
Land B's can't stay on the rest.
Shit, look, this chick I was dealing with, she was doing that DoorDash shit. She say you wouldn't be surprised during the night, before morning time, how many hits she was getting. Go to the CVS, go to the pharmacy to get Plan B's. 80, 90, $100 wops.
Why? Because
Yep.
they want to be fucking home.
Because they want to be whores. You didn't come at me, did you? Bitch, well, no.
Well, a lot of them is begging to
They stupid, huh? No, like, my body, y'all don't care much about y'all's body. And that's, again, like the elder pointed out, that's the Most High walking contrary in fury towards the majority of our people, man. Jake with the little scrub, the little mop top, or whatever that little shit on the top of their head, these little short mop top haircuts, and their jeans hanging off their ass carrying big machine guns. And they win fucking bonnets, man. Males raised by Big Shirley and Keisha. Big Shirley and Keisha is the Lord walking contrary in fury.
They keep their hair from falling out.
Oh, like yeah, it don't do. It don't do much for their brain, you know. Whatever y'all got, bro. As a matter of fact, I'll read that again, Buffalo Shop, and then bring out whatever precepts y'all got.
Leviticus 26 and 27.
Yep.
And if you will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk.
Hey, you gotta go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Bring that out real fast.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
If. And it's obvious Jake is not walking according to the ways of the Lord. Look at Jake, bro. Completely gone. You see, Jake? With the pink booty shorts on and the white. Come on, bro. And some flip flops and some. Bro, that ain't never acceptable, bro. That's never, not even at your own goddamn house by yourself.
Not even in the house.
Not even at home.
Not even in the house.
Like, what you doing now?
What's wrong with that boy?
What happened to that boy?
Yeah, what happened to that boy? Shit.
Right.
Big Shirley and Keisha. Ain't no shame. Our people they don't give a shit about morals. Right. Ain't no shame. No type of modesty. No, all that's gone, man.
Yep. The whole vibration of this place is the queen of heaven spirit.
Right.
The woman got to, giving the women liberty is a big problem with everything. It causes a lot of chaos and disorder in the earth, especially right here in Babylon the Great.
It disrupts everything.
Men are operating in the energy of women.
Yep.
In this God-forsaken place.
That's why it's known as Babylon the Great, the land of great confusion, man. Go ahead, I.
Deuteronomy 28:1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Are we there? No, we're not. As a matter of fact, it's the total opposite. Right. As we've been going into. We're at the bottom.
Right.
And no matter if it even seems like Jake is getting out again, Psalms 83, man. Okay? Come and let us cut them off from being a nation. This book is about Jacob and Esau. Esau is on top of pressing Jacob. How hard is that to understand? Yeah. Who's at the bottom? By the process, it's just common sense to tell you who's at the bottom. Right. And it's obvious. Just on that aspect alone. Then you go into people that are successful. Remember the stand-up Chris Rock did? He say, I live next to a dentist. He's not even well known. He said, I'm rich and famous. He's naming rich people. They live right next to regular Edomites you ain't never heard and never will hear of. And they just got there. And guess what? They not shit.
Right.
Right. They low level. Jake ain't even on that level of comfort as the low level Edomites, man.
Yeah, no. You can go around to any city in America,
USA,
and you look at where Jake is living at, and their living conditions, and compare it to Esau and other nations, how they live.
Bro,
you still got a bunch of Edomite neighborhoods, I guess you could say, a community.
Yes.
That's doing well.
That are hidden from the regular public.
Hidden. Yeah.
Like in the woodlands, they call it the woodlands for a reason. You can't even see the houses.
Yeah.
They're hidden behind the woods.
Right.
And Esau don't want you niggas in there.
And you got a big gate with a guard shack in
You better believe it. You better believe it. Ain't no TIs and little babies up in no, ain't none of that in there. Okay? Ain't none of that in there. Not even your Drakes and your 50 Cents out here. They not living up in there with Esau, like not where them Edomites living. Nope. They don't let them in. Oh, they not getting in there. You gotta put yourself on a list. They gon' You gotta know somebody that's somebody. Cause they keep their shit exclusive. Cause what they got a term called, they go to neighborhood. When Jake gets there. And it's true. Right. Jake could come and ruin some shit. You want to live next to T.I., this nigga done painted his house black. You want to live next to Slim Thug, this nigga all this beat cars and shit in the yard. Esau don't want that shit around. That's nigga shit. What's the nigga? Juicy J, and what's the other cat from 36 Mafia? DJ Paul.
DJ Paul, right.
They can't out nigga me. This nigga put pipes on the goddamn Bentley so he can and wake his neighbors up. So out nigga. That was his turn. Man, go ahead with the scripture.
Back in Leviticus 26 and 27.
Yeah, you can't buy class.
You can't buy class.
There's nowhere you can go and buy class and dignity.
Right.
I don't blame Esau, man. When they be having these rappers, they petition against them. They see these rappers starting to move in, they won't sell them no fucking houses.
No.
Right.
They got whole neighborhood committees to keep you niggas out. Right. No matter what you got.
I mean, I'm broke. I don't want them niggas. I wouldn't want to stay next to them. Right. I ain't got no money.
Straight up.
Yeah.
There was a term. There was a term called redlining.
Yep.
That Esau started back in the time of black codes and Jim Crow. Yep. And so it's just been, I guess, escalated
throughout the course of time, to where you can't even, as the elders was talking about, you can't even petition to get into that area.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter your clout or anything of that sort, because they want to keep, quote unquote, their community with their people.
Yeah, they had a mega H, what do you call it, homeowner association.
Right.
Homeowners Association. Well, they shit, they lose me that quick.
That's all right.
When they started that, those loans were government subsidy loans for exclusively Edomites.
Yeah.
They started it, like veterans and so forth. The Jakes couldn't get it. They couldn't get it at all. And then they built the wealth, and then they sold it off. That's why they're, that far above us.
They gave themselves a wage gap. Okay? You know what?
And now it's being destroyed.
See that?
But yeah.
Yeah, straight up. Because I went in, I got it from Kevin Samuels, but you go and check the statistics that he brought out, he was on point.
Yeah, he was studying statistics.
Yeah.
He was studying stats.
Yeah.
And he was giving people stats.
Yep.
Yeah. Not out of his opinion.
He had
He was
receipts.
a statistician.
He said he was using the facts and data and statistics.
Yeah.
You see? When you look at the wage gap, you're talking about, 250 years of free labor?
At least.
And then
at least.
Oppression until this very day.
Yep.
What they call systemic racism and all that, in medical and in the financial world.
If I may, it's for them and against us.
Yeah.
When you talk about systemic racism.
Right. With all that gain, they way ahead of they got a big time head start. Right. And there's only a fucking $10,000 a year wage gap between the Edomite man, average Edomite man, and average Jake.
What happened?
But it's the access. Because when you get to those elite type of levels, they don't even care about money anymore. They're exclusive about who they're gonna have, in those areas, making decisions, power, control. Like with the Elon Musk and Donald Trump thing or whatever, right? It's a technocracy in which they're pushing because they don't need your money. That's why they're devaluing the dollar. But anyway, I didn't mean to get off topic.
Yeah, Jake is just nobody wants Jake around because we on the bottom, and it's obvious.
Yeah, and the curse just don't stop with the individual, Because cursed people come around, and shit, bad shit gonna be happening, right? That's the energy, like people like to say. That's the energy they bring. Bad energy. So bad shit gonna be happening.
You gonna see the red and blue lights. If Jake move next door,
you gonna see
red and blue lights. It's gonna be
my uncle and them, they was back there drinking and and then one of my cousins said something and they started shooting at each other.
Look at the shit with T.I.
DV, domestic violence. Yeah, brother.
Yeah. I was gonna say, look at the situation with T.I. living in that gated community and caused a fucking problem, just being a nigga.
Right.
Because he thought he had...
When ain't no problem exists.
It wasn't even
It wasn't no problem, but he wanted to show he had privilege. You ain't got no fucking privilege. And the Edomite privilege is deteriorating as we speak.
Rapid. It's damn near gone. Because again, that upper middle class, shot.
Right.
All by design.
Right.
Which, you Edomites with nothing more than collateral damage. Right. Esau is evil towards himself. His own people. You think, well, shit, we're all Edomites. Nah.
Yeah, Becky and Sally and all that, they got to get out there and go to fucking work. They got to get out there and school teachers and shit. He come home, hi, honey. And she come home from work and they both working. What the hell is this all about? Right. Edomite, this is your heaven. This is your fucking kingdom. And your woman got to go get out and work for it.
It's the Consuela and Elvira.
I'm doing a lot of talking.
Woo! You think that shit well?
One woman I deal with, she's like a project manager, over a store, came on, she had corrected him on something he fucked up on, overthrowing somebody, and after she was she was subtle with it. He looked at it, he said, "Man, ain't no nigga gonna tell me." He said, "Nigga," he said, "Ain't no nigga gonna tell me about no math." But what I say shit. I say, that motherfucker's disgruntled. He's pissed off. You think he wanted to come in to work his first day and see your black ass telling him what to do?
Yeah, because his kingdom, that's a sign this place is going down. Esau's kingdom has become hell to them,
Right.
to the average, Joe Blow.
Well, going back to what you said, that 300-400 year gap they had has been dissolved within the last administration. That's the crazy shit you saw Biden was doing. That was to destroy all of that. Put everybody on that same level. Yeah, ain't no more middle and upper.
No.
You got the upper middle that's able to hold on to something, but the lower middle and the middle,
That's
right.
Everybody's just broke now.
Right.
And
or check to check.
Them millionaires, what you talking about, the upper
millionaires.
Yeah. Because you got a couple of $1 million, you ain't got shit. That shit can be gone in a couple of months.
Because of their cost of living.
The way they live.
And they tied to contracts. They can't just throw all that shit away.
Yeah.
They tied to a contract. If they ain't paying a mortgage, they can't just say F the mortgage. You know what I mean? Because inflation is wrong, is on the constant rise.
What that movie you always tell me about when old dude lost his job?
I think it's called Businessmen.
Because they wanted to keep up that image.
Businessmen and the characters Ben
Affleck.
Ben Affleck is
I think that's what you said.
Yeah. No, but you always mention that movie. They tried to keep up that status, but they had like a subscription or a membership to
a country club.
So instead of canceling they membership because money is tight, they want to keep that image going.
Right.
Because Esau is a proud man.
Right.
Scriptures say that.
He paid his country club membership over cost of living, very essential cost of living. And that movie, that's a good movie to watch because it's based on what happened in 2008 and 9.
And look, what happened in 2008, what's happening right now, far worse. It's gonna make that shit look like a walk in the park. Okay? Just give it a little more time.
And them Edomites didn't have that Edomite, and all the it wasn't only him, it was all of them fucking Edomites. They was losing everything.
Yes.
And they didn't have savings, $1 million savings and investments and assets. They didn't have all that shit. Somehow,
I got a quick one. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Come now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Verse 2. Okay. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. So, as the elders were talking about, the riches in which you stole, because ultimately, when you go back to riches was land, right? And through land, you had vegetation, and you had the ability to produce, right? And you had what's it called, bartering and selling, right? And over that, Esau had slaves, okay? We being those slaves, right? And so through the culmination of that, they grew cities, and they had policies, and they had legislations, and all of that exalted them above all the people that are on the face of the earth, pursuant to Job 9:24, right? So all of that riches, thought process, them being God, has now been decreased. They're howling. They have miseries because it's not working anymore. That light that they had, that sorcery, that philosophy that America, the great Babylon, the great across the four corners of the globe, no, it doesn't have that luster anymore. Okay? It says, verse 2, your riches are corrupted and your garments moth eating. Okay, so a lot of the things in which people exalted you for, having money, the dollar, the petrodollar, all of that has been deflated, man. And now what people saw as a glorious kingdom, okay, now it looks like trash. Pursuing Isaiah the 14th chapter, okay, Isaiah the 47th chapter, okay. Babylon's been brought down. You got it.
No, bring that part out about his riches of moth.
God, this is back in James chapter 5, verse 1. Come now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right, and it's really, ultimately it's going to come in here in the end of these last days. When Esau's going to lose it all. Because what? He got his, how did he get his riches?
Deceit.
Yep. Through deceit, rape, robbery, murder. And this fucking devil ain't letting off the gas with it.
Hell no.
He's still mashing the gas and it ain't working like it worked. It ain't working for him like it once did, And then what else? He set up the Heavenly Father gave him a fair chance to rule the world, okay? And so he's over the economics. Economics mean household management.
Yep.
So he's really over the world economy.
Yeah.
Right. And then what did he do? He set up a credit-based economy that acquired the economy is debt-based. So everybody's drowning in debt because this devil mismanaged his power.
Yep.
And rulership. So same thing.
Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten.
Yep.
Verse 3. Your gold and silver are cankered.
Yep, because why? Just what I was going into. You see? Got all these Federal Reserves in circulation, and it's backed by nothing. There's nothing backing it.
And the rest of them shall be a witness against you,
Yep.
and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped together, so like ye have heaped treasure together for the last day.
Yeah, so enjoy it. Can we get lamentation? Also in Job 20, it talks about them swallowing down riches and they still bumming it up.
I got lamentations for it.
When you finish them, go back and finish that out too.
Verse 4.
No, keep reading.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Done.
Oh no, it's all.
This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Yep.
Why? Because this is the last time, as the scripture says. This is the last time that he's down riches in the way of what? Great robbery and murder.
Yep.
Right? And lies.
They love to pop that karma shit. Karma. Hey, the scriptures speak about reaping what you sow. And that goes for everybody. Okay? Every human being, all the nations, you're going to reap what you sow. You other nations, when you go into Psalms 83, y'all had y'all hand in having y'all foot on our neck too, up until this day. Okay? You're going to reap what you sow. Esau, Edom, our arch enemy, you're going to reap what you've sown in the earth. You're going to reap what you've sown to the images of the Heavenly Father and His Son, crossing out the images of the Lord and His Son. You're going to reap what you did to the apple of His eye. You're going to reap. Because what did you sow towards these things? Nothing but wickedness, man. You're going to pay for that shit. Payback is a bitch. Okay? Go ahead,
Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Yeah. Have a party because the light's about to come on. Last call for alcohol.
Yep. Get check everything off your bucket list.
Yeah.
Max everything out, man. I remember they had, 10 years ago, they had this Edomite comedian. He was basically saying, he'll go anywhere in history, but he don't want to go to the future. He said, if we go back in history, shit, we've been having a good time. He said, I don't want to we go to the future. future. I don't want to see what's waiting
I
on me.
bet
Right.
you don't.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they can feel it. That's why it speaks about these these housekeepers. They looking out and they seeing nothing. They seeing misery out there, man. They seeing gloom and doom. Go, jackass. Go ahead,
Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Yep.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Yep.
Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked.
And this is prophecy.
Yep.
Right.
So what? They try to say Edom's done away with and all that bullshit. Well, show me what has happened then.
Right.
Exactly. When have the cup passed on to them? That cup is the cup of hardcore slavery. I mean, the brutal hardcore slavery.
Yep.
The same way he did us, but
Yep.
it's gonna be worse on you.
Yep.
What Jay get? Go out there and work themselves to damn near to death.
Right.
Shit.
Almost, every day you might die out in the fields.
So didn't make it back, son. Well, toss him in the nigger hole.
Then they get to go back to a fucking treehouse or a shack,
Right.
shit, and give them some fucking chips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slop, or
Yeah.
whatever the hell,
Yeah.
pig scraps.
The entrails, the scraps, man.
I believe it was Elder Tyler. You had put me onto that video about that old Jake woman that was still. She had just got off. She was still living on her plantation.
Yeah.
In the 2000s.
They had a whole
That was in
documentary
Mississippi,
the whole
huh?
town.
Yeah, Mississippi.
They had a whole town that they
Yep.
they
They
just
didn't
got
even know
off the
slave.
grid. They didn't know what they just kept going on with that
Like
tradition of
the
slavery.
usual.
Right. Me and this elder was watching the.
Oh, real fast, man. You know what, too? I can't fucking to you. They still had some type of morals about themselves and some type of family structure.
Yeah.
They hadn't been indoctrinated with sexy reds and little boots and shit.
Right. How could they
See?
when all they doing is working and coming home to eat and get
Simple.
ready for another day of service?
You jakes don't realize, man, y'all was better off segregated.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Elder Manasseh out just going into a video of this Jake woman speaking in the house, and she was crying out about Trump setting the stage for segregation again. All right, this is gonna set a stage for bathrooms to be segregated again. And the elder was making the point. He was like, "So the fuck what?
Yeah, good.
It's better off that way." Have you seen these Edomites? Have you seen how nasty they are? You want to go? I don't want to go in there. I mean, when I'm at work, I don't want to be around these songs.
Right. You don't want to feel their own hateful ass, their own disgusting ass spirit.
No,
Right.
you don't.
You can feel their energy. You can
Sure
just
can,
feel the
right.
fucking energy off of the
Yeah.
show.
That what they call it? They had that
They all
passive
aggressiveness.
aggressive. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They they
Passive
perfected that
aggressiveness.
shit out.
Yeah.
They know just how to do it with a smile on their damn face.
Uh-huh.
Bastards. What we
Going
was
back
at?
to that,
Lamentation.
The cup should pass on to them.
Yes.
I was saying that Jake woman, this old woman, documentary on how she had experienced slavery. It was still going on, but it stopped. But she still stayed lived on the plantation. And I forget some of the details, but she said sometimes they wouldn't even feed them. They had to go find what they could find after
Yes.
working all
Right.
fucking day.
Yeah.
Snakes, whatever the fuck they could find.
Yeah.
And eat that. Bugs,
Rabbits,
bugs.
squirrels.
When I was talking about me and you had watched that video, I don't know if you remember that older Jake, he was sitting out there in Texas somewhere, I think somewhere in Texas, and he was just talking about how coming up, how effed up it was.
That was in Galveston, wasn't it? Was it Galveston? I can't remember neither, but I remember that.
Might
Yeah.
have been somewhere in Spring,
Yes,
Texas.
it was out here somewhere, like right on the outskirts of Houston. So, yeah, I remember that.
And he was saying, hey, God, if you could get, he said, his daddy told him if he go out and pick 100 pounds of cotton, he can get a can of sardines.
Yep.
And that shit pissed me the fuck off.
100 eyes. Bro.
You excited about a fucking can of sardines. That's bad. That's low.
And do you know how much cotton you gotta pick to get 100 pounds of cotton, bro. Like I'm holding this tissue in my hand. This way way more than a bulb of cotton. Believe me. I done grew my own cotton. You know, just a little novelty shit. My grandmother had me in the garden and all that. So I had a little cotton plant because I always wanted a cotton plant to see how the shit look. You know? And it's cotton balls at the end. Once the little bulb open up, it's a cotton ball. This is probably about 10 of them motherfuckers in this little Kleenex.
Fucking devil.
That shit is light.
They got there packing a sack full of cotton, thinking about sardines the whole fucking time.
The majority of that cotton that they bring in is pink.
Yep.
You want to know why? Because the bulb from that seed, with that cotton bulb pop open, that shit is short.
Yeah.
So they was cut. You look at pictures of slaves' hands, they full of scars.
Right.
When you picking that cotton, it cut you. Perfected, yeah. But you still gonna get cut. So that cotton would be pink from blood, man. You gonna reap what you sow. You know, the scriptures speak about our hearts meditating terror. I'm gonna have cotton fields for days. Days, Lord willing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Jake going out there to work, and to show you that the Most High created Jacob a bad man.
Yes.
We was fucking malnourished and shit.
And still getting the work done.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Alright?
That's right. Shit happened.
That's
Shit
right.
run.
Niggas is lazy and shiftless? No. I got calluses on my hands. We work goddamn hard, man.
That's right.
That's Pookie and fucking
Yeah, that's them niggas. But see, they label us all as a whole. All niggas is niggas. They all like this. Us in our personal lives, we be proving you goddamn pieces of shit wrong. Fuck you. Cause you can't say shit about nobody up here other than, man, oh yeah, you know what they tell me? We never see you without a smile on your face. You just brighten up our day. I'm like the black Pollyanna around that motherfucker. Clark Kent.
Right.
But you can't say, oh, he's always got his pants hanging off his ass, just lazy and then knit. You can't say none of that shit. All thanks to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for making us good men. What you call good citizens. We who you want to be around, man, and live around. You ain't got no words. We ain't looking at your wife. We ain't covered in your shit.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no craziness going on next door. Go ahead, I.
Back in Lamentations
Like the
4,
apostle say, then you get mad, man. Go
4
ahead.
and 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished,
Yep.
O daughter of Zion.
Yep.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Yep.
That's it. After this captivity, that's it. No more being on the bottom looking like shit in the earth.
Right.
That as a whole, that's how we looked at it by the nation.
Yep.
You know? And there's a remnant of purity within that. That's the hopeful elect. The elect. You know? That believe in Yahweh Shah. You know?
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will uncover thy sins.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It has to happen, man. All right? In order for the kingdom of heaven to be established, he has to visit this kingdom, man.
Right. I was in O'Reilly, O'Reilly, I think. And there was an Edomite. I perceived her to be an Edomite. I think she was an Edomite woman. And she was in there talking about, she just bought a raggy ass vehicle and was going into the O'Reilly as if she was going to a mechanic shop to get advice on the condition of the vehicle.
Right.
And I just was over here and she said she just went through a divorce. She was doing bad. She said, I just went through a divorce. I just spent my last $1,500 on a down payment. They want this much. Blah. She was catching pure fucking hell. I seen it all over the woman.
According to shows.
You know? So them curses is starting to come upon
Yes,
Esau.
yes.
Oh, you know, big time.
Big time.
He
Like,
might
no, just like we were talking earlier. You think Esau want to see Jake working on side of them? A $10,000 wage gap? $10,000 ain't shit.
you can so say you got one worker that makes 20,000 and another worker that makes 20,000, but this worker that makes 20,000 a year, he works a lot of overtime. He could he could yeah, it could go beyond his yearly. How much he make a year can be over $10,000 if he work that overtime. Just to show you that $10,000 ain't shit. You can go work overtime and be like, damn, I who work the same job, get paid the same, but he's working all his overtime. He made $15,000 more than the man that worked the same job, get paid the same amount of money. Just showing you that ain't a lot of fucking money. $10,000.
So you can go $10,000 off in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but then you gotta get in the money, man.
Yeah.
How is the person managing 40,000 versus the one managing 50,000?
Yeah.
You know?
Cheer.
Yeah, in this country,
This
teaches
place.
you to have bad money management.
Yep.
That was it on the limitation.
Go back to that, James.
James. This is back in James chapter 5. I'm going to start at the top. It says, "Come now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped your fields," just going back into the kite, "which you kept back by fraud."
Kept back by what?
By fraud.
Not this man who's so distinguished with a suit and tie and just all his fast speeches and how he's gonna help everyone and make the world a better place. Not him, huh?
Yeah, more jobs, cutting down the unemployment rate. That's all bullshit. Because if you are creating jobs, who want to go work these sorry ass jobs that don't pay shit? You got to work your ass off and get paid nothing.
I do odd jobs and come home like a slob.
They got some jobs that don't even fucking exist. You got people filling out thousands of applications.
Right.
And they get no callback.
Because it ain't no real job. Right. Or it may have one opening for that job. You got 10,000 applicants.
Yep. That's wicked.
And then some people just like, I'm not going to work for that amount of money. I'm
That's
not going to go.
Yeah. It's a waste of time.
Fast food workers should be some of the highest paid people. And they're flipping burgers and dunking fries and hot grease all day.
They're dealing with bad attitudes. But the people that's coming there normally live below the poverty line. So they already on edge. Them the type of people you don't want to deal with, man.
You gotta close and clean the nasty ass floor and do all that shit for $8 an hour or something.
With Shirley and Keisha in your face. I want hot fries. Go in that shit.
No, that's doing when it get busy and shit. I mean, I ain't never worked in fast food, but I can only imagine when it's rush hour, lunchtime, and all that shit. Man, you gotta work. They be in that motherfucking work.
Pumping, Jack. And you really be pissed off when somebody new starts. But they basically be in the goddamn way. It take a little time to get your routine down. But fast food ain't no joke, man. But we go back to that James.
Okay. Can I bring up the definition for fraud? Absolutely. This is from Etymon Online. Fraud, mid-14th century. It says criminal deception.
So this oppressor is a criminal. Hey, before the kingdom comes, court is being held, man. See that? A verdict in a sentencing.
Yeah. Fucking criminal.
The judgment gotta come to this criminal first. See, right now, we witnessing against this bastard. Guilty of this, guilty of this, this, that, and the third.
Right. And let the nations come over here and run it up over here. Got Moab over here making a killing out there in Oklahoma with the marijuana.
With the marijuana grows.
Jake get caught with a fucking brain. Fucking
6 months, boy. Boy, you must want to go to jail today, boy. Yeah.
Down where I know in the.
You telling me Esau don't know they got all this shit sitting out in the middle of this shit? With all of the drones and surveillance, they can look down in real time. They showed that in the movie Enemy of the State.
Right.
But you telling me you don't know these Chinese nationals got all of these $1 million, multi-million-dollar marijuana grow houses in the desert? You got to tell that to somebody that don't know no better, man. We know better than that. But you getting your kickback off of that.
Yep,
One way or the other. Really both sides. Yeah, he's going to get his cut. Because when the Chinese nationals bring the shit to Jake to sell, and Jake get caught, Esau get paid off of that. The police get paid, the judicial system get paid, the prisons get paid, free labor. See how it works? The Chinese nationals, they fine. The ones in the groves, they fine. It's you niggas at the bottom that always get caught up and thrown in the goddamn jailhouse, man.
That's Psalm 83.
Again.
Esau and Moab have always done business with drugs, man.
Yep.
Starting with opium.
Yep. Who was that? The British that brought all that opium into Asia? And strung and shit. You think Moab wasn't like, we're gonna get you back? These nations ain't forgot nothing, man. Just like they ain't forgot nothing about Soleimani when he was assassinated. You think Iran forgot about that shit? The nations are mad, man. Go ahead,
It says a cheater, deceiver.
Hey, way to jump right back on in there with that. A cheater and a deceiver, man.
A criminal, a cheater, and a deceiver.
And you think you gonna get a fast shake from the devil? Oh, our people need to be out there marching. For what? See, you still got them old head gatekeepers that still telling Jake they need to get out there and march.
Yeah, what good is do you?
Marching petition.
To try to be equal to your oppressors. We better than them, man.
Right.
Yeah, 3,006 is gonna change Esau.
Oh, they did? They got, oh, well, shit. Man, please.
Should have did that a long time ago.
They ain't eat, bro.
What you was
They laughing, bro. Esau is fucking laughing at
It's a joke. Go ahead, all right.
back in James chapter 5, verse 4. Behold, the
Oh,
higher.
go up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is back in James chapter 5, verse 3. 2? All right, go ahead. James chapter 5, verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten.
Right, and you kind of explained that. You kind of went into that. America in the whole is a criminal enterprise.
Right.
All right. When
Yes.
when Israel, when Gad and Issachar and Reuben was over here, you know, they lived in harmony. They was going off, but they lived in a balance with the land.
That's right.
And Esau came over here and he turned it into a criminal enterprise with this corporate shit. All right, because the whole corporate structure, you got to be taken out of your natural person and be brought into a corporate fictitious entity.
Yes.
That's your straw man.
Yeah.
So this whole shit was set up on fraud.
Fraud.
But this is how he got his riches. Riches gotten by deceit. All right. Read that again, right?
Your riches are corrupted.
So it's corrupted because how he got it. And even like, you know, what you was going into when you get your check, federal income tax, all these taxes is fraud.
Security.
The Social Security, FICA, all that shit is fraud.
Right, that's one
You
account.
know?
So
Right,
it
right.
ain't like everybody got their own Social Security account, and when you see that deduction off your check,
That's
it's
mine.
going into your personal. No, it's going into one
No,
account.
that's the fraud is that they told us that yeah, we
Right,
set this
yeah,
aside
shit,
for you.
yeah.
It's not an account. It's nothing.
It's one account. It's a federal account that they spending that money as
They
it go
spend
in.
it.
on
Right.
other
They
shit.
spend it.
Right.
And that money ain't even there no more. That money been
It's
gone.
going out. As soon as they deduct that and that money populate in the system, it's going out.
Going out. And it's automatic now because everything digital. It ain't like he gotta wait. It happens automatic.
And it was a particular cabinet. I believe it could have been under Clinton or Baby Bush, but it's on that documentary Freedom to Fascism, and it said that the cabinet of that particular president, can't remember which one it was, but they did an audit on the IRS, and they found that less than 2% of the
Right.
federal income that's
Yep.
been deducted out of everybody's fucking check.
Yep.
Less than 2% of it was going to roads
Infrastructure.
and infrastructure and military and schools and what all. With you say everybody got to chip in to run this country, but they found out that less than 2% of it is going to any of that shit. And then it got its own like gasoline taxes go to pay for road repairs and things of that nature.
Shit, these roads should be immaculate.
See that? So you said, what is they talking about? Our money is going to for the roads, the upkeep of this country, and paying to provide the essential services for everybody.
Right.
You know?
Yet America's infrastructure grade was what, a D minus?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, some years ago.
Right.
Exactly. It's worse now.
And when they go and do these patch jobs and all this,
Patch jobs.
it's half-assed because they got to cut off traffic. They can't really get no quality work done because they got to get the road back open so that traffic can come
Business
back.
can flow. Money can flow.
They're not setting a real foundation, man. When I used to work for city maintenance and shit, all you doing, they got asphalt patch.
Yeah.
Right. Shit. They not laying down no real, they lay limestone under it, and then they pack the shit out of this asphalt, which over time, with the amount of 18-wheelers and large
It
vehicles,
be
that
2
shit
weeks
don't-
later and that whole be right back.
That shit spin out.
Yeah.
I mean, you roll over it, it shit
Come
come
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, who laying this shit? Go out, bad diet having ass.
Mostly Issachar.
Yeah, but it's
Issachar.
getting drunk. Shit, Issachar time too.
Shit, yes.
Shit. Working hard, they got why they gotta drink
And
to get off
Issachar
the drink
cutting
like
corners.
that. Shit.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, but yeah.
Believe that. Before where I'm at now, when I was staying in that apartment, the fucking floor was like, it almost, I was like, it had a little hill in the middle of the apartment.
But check it out. Issachar can do the work,
They
right?
can.
But when you gotta the project
Hurry
gotta
up.
be done in a certain amount of time, you
Yep.
know? So they like, well goddamn, you want us to get all this work done and
Right.
and that's unfair. That's
That
fucked
is,
up.
that is.
cheap material.
And the cheapest labor. All these contract deals, they going to the cheapest contractor, man. So you gotta, okay, well, if the cheapest guy worked on it, I expect for it to be low quality.
And they're not getting paid. It ain't like they're getting paid all this money. So what's the motive?
What is the, what's to motivate you to do it right?
It ain't nothing.
It is
I ask myself every day, I get up and go to work, what's my motivation?
It's hard every day. You gotta top yourself up every day.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just cause we subject to payments.
Yes.
You mentioned it. I don't know if no, you read it, right?
Yeah,
You read
That's
it.
the motivation.
But that's the only reason.
You know, I have to get up and go do
You don't
this
even get
shit
acknowledged.
to pay a bill.
You know, for the work you do,
No.
you don't get no acknowledgement,
That's the only time they.
or at least you know your pay reflect what the work you do is nothing.
Yes.
It's nothing.
Then you do some good ass work quality. And then with them, I done this, I gotta do a 1,000 more. I gotta do this 1,000 times every day.
Yeah. And every company will get to the point they're gonna want quantity over quality, man. They're not gonna worry about the quality. They're gonna want numbers. They want production. Because that's more money. And that's what a lot of these companies are doing. They overworking workers right now because they see what's coming. So they like, man, we need to get our money while we can.
Oh, Tesla just
That's
what's
the
the
slave
guy?
driver.
What's his name?
Elon.
Elon, destroying them employees. And they getting paid, some of them getting paid
Amazon
base.
is worse.
But they working them so hard, they don't care about
Work
the
them
money
so-
they making, man. They working them 7 days a week, 12 and 14 hours. This is by employees saying
Say
that.
on
Yeah.
testimony.
Amazon, you get on the floor, that's it. You got to wait to break. You got to take a piss.
Yes.
There ain't no
They
piss.
know.
Give you 15 funky ass minutes to
Yeah.
break.
I worked up there, but I was in the
okay.
back of them trailers
Okay.
chunking shit out.
Yeah.
I think I did that shit for a day and a half, maybe.
I know.
Oh, y'all can eat
That
this
shit
shit.
wear you. That shit will wear a young man out.
15-minute break.
Fuck, bro. Hey.
Dehydrated. You got nerve enough to have safety meetings.
And they'll bring you them goddamn popsicles in that cooler. You ain't no
Yeah,
guy.
them high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Well,
That
no
shit with,
electrolytes.
red number 40
With all this guys.
blue without blue number this. Hey, what we
Hey, go ahead, right?
You got his precept before we get back to it. It's Proverbs 10 and 2 in the NLT. It says, tainted wealth has no lasting value.
Woo!
But right living can save your life.
yeah, it's sustainable. You can't sustain an economy based on credit and it's a fractional reserve system. Look that up if you don't know
It's
what
an imbalance.
that's all about. Oh yeah, Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
Oh, what's that in Sirach 10? We link up with that because of injuries.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bum like that. Yeah.
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 If
I
you
got
want
yeah.
to.
Bum like got it on the comment board too. Yeah.
Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
I start at 6.
Sirach, chapter 10, verse 6. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity.
So that's you all day. All day. Go ahead,
Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit,
Yep.
the kingdom is translated from one people
Yep.
to another.
Yeah, it's non-sustainable.
That's right.
And America is the epitome of that. You know, all them heathenistic kingdoms of the past.
Uh-huh.
America
Amalgamated
is,
it.
yeah, America is all that combined. And as the brother's going into, just the fractional reserve banking itself,
Yeah.
that you know this is a criminal enterprise.
Yep.
So they're allowed to basically print money out of thin air.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they lend on usury.
Right.
I
right.
watched a little short video, one of them little shorts, and it looked like a Moabite dude, but he could have been a Jake, who knows. But he said America is not a Christian nation. The Bible speaks about lending on usury. This whole system is set up on usury. And that's all I saw. I was like, shit, he got more sense than most people. He know more than most of Jake, man.
That's it. Riches gotten by deceit. Oh, did you want some more in Sirach?
No, that was it.
That was the point right there. There's a precept in what you had?
Proverbs 10 and 2.
Yeah.
And you were speaking about on Lamentation 4:21, Edom getting into these curses.
Yep.
Yeah, I was pointing at the old girl, but I couldn't zoom in on her. But you know, she been living in this park the last year or so. You know, Edomite woman.
Oh,
living out the park.
Girl right there.
They're dope fiends. The middle, it ain't just opioids, meth, and all other kind of drugs. They drunks too.
Yeah, they drunk.
They drunks just like fucking black
Yeah,
kids.
and Esau get high off of anything. They huffing paint, fucking sniffing markers. Live for what? You're supposed to be your kingdom, man.
And they drink. What I noticed in the last probably 10 years, whole Edomites, they drinking Bud Ice. Right. They drink 40s.
Yeah.
They drink that bad shit like Jake. Which they might be, ooh, Keystone Lights. Lord have mercy.
Get an 18 pack.
Woo, $5. Four Locos, they
Oh
drink
yeah,
that
that's
kind of
horrible.
shit. Yeah.
Man.
Because Esau like to, when they do it, they want to get plastered, man.
Yeah.
Like Jake say, white boy wasted.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a different level of drunk. That's what they call pissy drunk.
Yeah. And they'll pop pills and whatever's available to them, they'll do it to get
All
wasted.
in one.
And you got a lot of Edomites that you wouldn't think that are doing drugs
Yep.
that are going out in the workforce
Yep.
and they went corporate on down. And they getting high, man. May not be on like meth, but they doing. It showed you that in that movie Wolf on Wall Street. Before he blew up, that motherfucker went and smoked some crack.
Yeah.
He didn't go snort the cocaine. He went and put the
Straight
pipe
to
to
the
his
pipe.
fucking mouth.
Yep.
And came up and didn't stop. You know?
Cat Williams say if that's the line, Esau party right there. He on the line. He on the edge.
Leaning over there,
Yeah.
motherfucker, coming back.
Yeah, go back in James.
Okay, come. This is back in James, chapter 5, verse 2. It says, your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are cankered, and the
So I
rust.
just want to explain that. So, because gold and silver doesn't canker,
Right.
but it's speaking about the means in which Esau acquired his riches. All right, it's through deceit, as you went into. You got it.
It says, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
So that rust is witnessing against Esau.
Right.
You know, is the people around the world speaking up. You know, because again, they go back to his deceitful dealing and his lies, all his deceitful practices. You know, so now everybody that been caught up in this fraud are speaking out. You know,
Yep.
like we out here, man, we sighing and crying against this devil.
Yep.
Hit that again, Doc.
Come.
Bacon in the air.
It says, your gold and silver are cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
So that all of the things that he's stolen, that's a witness against him. Just like it say, if he stealeth the man and he be found in your hands, you guilty. Well, all of the shit that he didn't acquire, he acquired it by lying, stealing, everything else, dope dealing, prostitution, everything. So now all of that is a witness against him.
Right.
You know, it's a witness. Oh, how you got it? Where you get this
Right.
from?
Yeah.
And this proud ass devil.
And he can't lie to the Most High about it.
Nope.
So yeah.
Yeah, you can't lie to the. Oh, that's in Isaiah 29 about to turn the
Things upside down.
15. Yeah,
14, 15, yeah.
Mind we get that real quick.
We go into it.
Just real quick, and then we get back to the thing.
We
The
go
land
into
that
it.
we standing on. See, growing up out here in Texas,
Yeah.
Texas history they give you is complete bullshit, man.
Verse 15.
All right, they completely revolted against the Mexican government and stole this land, man. Then they want to scream, remember the Alamo. No, you just want to remember the Alamo because you got your asses handed to you. All right, you had some of your prominent leaders, was a Jim Bowie, the old Bowie knife carrying motherfucker, Davy Crockett. It's all fucking devils, man.
Man is a goddamn devil, man. Everybody got to get background checks to get jobs and shit.
Yeah.
These fucking people that's
Oh, it's all firearms. You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
ain't want to cut you off, but yeah, that's stupid.
Hey,
I gotta wait
motherfuckers
3
running
days
the
or a
background,
week.
The people that's running the country, I'm talking about the lesser luminaries, the government.
Right.
They got DWI, they got all kind of
All
shit
them
on
congressmen, yeah.
Right.
Even the CEOs, the companies,
Yes.
the people up in,
Yes.
they got all kind of
Wolf
shit
of
going
Wall
on.
Street.
They fucking, do a background check on them.
Yeah, Bush was
And a
drunk.
drug test.
And a fucking drug test.
Got
You
some
in there
nerve.
full of cocaine, giving out the
Got the shit in their decks.
One of the top guys at Disney, one of the top producers or something, he's a pedophile or convicted pedophile.
See that?
Right.
Yeah, but you you know, got a little misdemeanor or a felony on some light shit, and that don't follow you your whole life and ruin your whole life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so you got a equal opportunity to get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, so if we dig up, go into Esau's real history, you ain't qualified for the job. You ain't qualified to rule.
You ain't qualified to
We in here in fucking Houston, Texas, named after Sam Houston. This motherfucker was Andrew Jackson's protege. All right, Andrew Jackson was the Indian killer. Sam Houston was his protege. He brought him up. That was his mentor. All right, to aid fucking Stephen F. Austin in taking over this, they was called the settlers.
Right.
Coming in to take over this because Issachar was keeping the law and letting Jake, after 7 years of serving, all right, be free.
Yep.
And Esau said, no, first of all, it's too much money to make on this land, and we ain't gonna not have slaves.
The cash crop.
Yep.
Like today, the marijuana, that's the cash crop of the day. Yep. You know, back in chattel slavery, it was the cotton, like you were speaking about. But yeah, today that's the cash crop. They giving it to the Moabites, and that's, you know, again, they setting them as gatekeepers over us because Jake the one buy most of the shit.
Well, that's
you
know, Moab
like,
over too.
Like Elder was saying, we the ones gonna be going to jail for the shit.
Yeah. Moab shit. We in the Americans in debt to Moab.
Right.
They gotta, hey, all right, we gonna make this. Hey, let y'all come over here and do this. Knock off some of this debt.
Quick precept, laying back off what the elders going into. This is Psalm 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men.
Yep.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Yep. And it's evident. I mean, just.
And these devils is fucking proud. They acting like they got it from hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. Is how they came up.
Well, that's the importance of the history. Esau lying about history so they can have a good conscience about the terrorism and all of the genocide that they tried to commit against us and the other heathens.
But it's over now. It's a wrap. You've been exposed. Everybody
That's why they get uncomfortable when the truth starts coming out. Because they've been lied to and told that they got this lily white past. No, motherfuckers, they came over here as settlers and had to defend themselves against the savage natives.
Yeah, they were shooting bows and arrows at the wagon train.
And you hear about a company was started in 17 something or 1800 and something. And they say, we were poor, and my granddad came
over as immigrants and worked hard.
Pull that self up out of
what's that? I can't remember the Jake name. He be on Fox debating to have the Edomite, this big face ass nigga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nah, but every time when he goes head to head, it's always on the racial standpoint. He go head to head on the news station with this Edomite. But as soon as he start going into facts about history, he saw, we're not gonna do it.
And that's so scripted, but it's funny though. You know?
No, it's a good fucking laugh.
And he still be telling the truth, but you can clearly tell that shit is just
because they drinking coffee before they do that shit.
Hey, cool.
Boondocks made fun of that fact.
Yes.
That one episode.
With what was
Reverend Lovejoy?
Lovejoy, yeah.
Something like Good Love.
Good Love. CeeLo Goody played. Hey, back there, you supposed to be against these people and you behind when the camera's off. Everybody sitting in the same room together talking about how we're gonna get out there and debate and we're gonna act like and then hey, if you're not doing anything on Wednesday, we can get in a couple of games of tennis. Sure.
They going to go buy prostitutes together. They having fun doing some
wild
shit.
Oh, you know what I wanted to say earlier? And when Jake get caught up, because we talking about the Chinese nationals and shit, and Jake end up going to prison and Jake going to jail, guess who's the jailers in there? Keisha, and they in there fucking the inmates.
Straight up.
Getting raw up in there.
Yeah. Keisha's and Big Shirley's is
those they the jailers.
Helping Jake Man.
Yeah, but then they benefit. They eyes, because they lonely. They go out in the real world. They can't get a man. Nobody wants your fucking ass. So they can go in there. They got, oh, this nigga in shape. He ain't got no diseases.
But then how Jake be in there with guns and cell phones.
Yeah.
Shit they ain't supposed to have.
They're smoking
Yeah,
dope.
smoking weed.
Yeah, with a diamond ring on.
That's right. Shooting
Yeah.
videos and shit in the prison, and you like, wait a minute, how these niggas making
look.
whole rap albums out of jail?
Right. But
Big Shirley.
they putting hell on men up in there.
Yeah, they
But
are.
then
They do that too.
Then they letting Pook. They do that, but then they getting popped by Pookie and Ray Ray up in there.
They just slave that. The two of us slave that. Yeah,
One of them
slave.
can't keep their
Yeah,
eyes
we can
from
just go
them.
back to jail.
Go
Go
ahead,
back to
yeah.
jail.
Gonna bring it out right quick. You got it?
Yeah, bring that out
Yeah,
out
go
there,
back.
because there's a point I want to make.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel. Okay? Their counsel is about how to push, and then they done it. It ain't only how they gonna do it. The scriptures say it's in the power of their hands. When the morning is
Light,
they practice. You know how they gonna deceive the world.
Yep.
That's it. We gonna do this, and they know what the fuck they doing.
Yeah.
But they seek deep to hide their counsel because they hide it from everybody. Or they have at a point in time they did, and they think they can hide from the Most High. Yahweh in the whole spiritual realm can see your fraud ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crying out. Was that 2nd 15th chapter?
Shit. Everybody in the spirit world looking at your fraud ass, and now everybody in the terrestrial realm can see you too.
Yeah. But the witchcraft, the spell is still kicking a little bit.
Yeah, they still got simple ass Jakes and some Edomites. They believe in all of fraud. And you got Jakes and Edomites still in 2025 that believe in the lies and the fraud.
Right.
And this devil
Oh,
mix.
Yeah. You can tell because they go pump.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know a guy, he just told me he got his 7 booster shot.
Right.
Damn, man.
Because he believe in it.
Why people do that to
He's a
themselves?
machine now. He's a machine now.
Oh, man.
He no longer has control. He's up
That was your point?
Okay.
Okay.
The verse and then go back.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say,
Now they not in the dark no more. Check that out. Here's all the shit he's been doing behind closed doors, fucking up the world and messing up the minds of the people. The cat is out the bed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us,
Yep.
and who knoweth us?
Yep. Now everybody can see your ass, but a few simple ass people on the earth.
And
Most
even
people can see everybody, especially outside of America. Everybody
Oh,
knows you
yeah.
damn dumb
Yes.
and you're a fraud.
Yep.
You got stupid Babylonians. They why? Because they confused. Their mind is in a state of confusion.
yeah, they're in the dust.
They don't know which way is what. You know? You got some jakes that are scratching the surface. They think they done found out something, but Jake don't know what the hell is going on.
Right.
You know?
They not
Because they'll find out some information and then live the same way. Like they don't know. Show you they don't know or believe in what they looked into. You know? That was it on that. Let's go back to
Finish out James.
This is James chapter 3.
5 and 3.
Yeah, the man of sin has been revealed.
Definitely.
I was like,
This is James chapter 5 and verse 3. I just started 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
that shall come upon you.
Right.
That shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted.
Right. This is going out to the elite.
Yeah, right.
Right? Psalm 147. Your ass is going into
Hardcore
hardcore bondage.
bondage. Jeez. God damn it. Yeah, hey, that brings joy to us, man.
Special change.
You know?
Yeah, oh, these ain't good. There's gonna be some new change.
Yeah.
But them chains off the chains is dirty and rusty as can be. Go ahead,
And heavy.
very heavy.
We're gonna have to keep y'all alive.
Yeah, y'all look weak.
Yeah. Because y'all cannot deal with what we dealt with.
Unless you get
So you see
sunburned.
what happened when Trump first started deporting, and you had regular Americans go down there to Florida, and they went to go work in the orange fields, and they were walking out by the first break. They meet them like, oh, this is too much. Couldn't even pick no oranges.
They had a back in the Gap, the best of Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live, and they had one segment. It was called Cottonland, which I can't find that no more. He so won't allow that out no more. But it was white folks coming to Cottonland, working on the black people to go work off their guilt. And Eddie Murphy and them, they was cracking the whip. Keep picking, you wench. And she was like, I'm picking. You Edomites going, oh boy. But that was, if anybody can find that shit, hey man, repost it. That's it.
Yeah, Saturday night used to be raw.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live used to be kind of decent, man. That shit trash now, you know?
Oh, Gary Morris had that one kill all the white
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. See, that's raw comedy. Shit ain't like that no more, man. You gotta watch, everything gotta be PC. PR.
Right.
You know? Politically correct. Public relations gotta be good. You can't offend no goddamn body. Everybody offends people.
Yeah.
You know?
Free speech, man.
Yeah, right. And all that free speech and censorship, that's really the crackdown on this word, man.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it boils down to.
That's what it's coming to.
But the thing is, like the elders were going into, the proverbial cat is already out of the bag. 2 Thessalonians 2. This man of sin has been revealed. All right? First and foremost through the servants, the prophets. Okay? And then your own people. The scriptures speak about your tongue shall fall upon yourselves.
Yeah.
They
And
tell
they tell him because
they didn't get their slice.
that's it.
Yeah.
If they'd have got the slice, they'd be hush mouth. That's how devils operate.
That's what I didn't know Bill Cooper said that. It said, Bill Cooper was quoted as saying, he started speaking not against the Illuminati. He said if they would have had invited him in, he wouldn't have had an issue with it.
Yeah, that's why they be mad, but that's the spirit of the Lord working, man.
They didn't get their slice.
You got these insiders who they thought, okay, shit, I'm about to get up in here too, and then they didn't. Like you said, they didn't get invited in.
Yeah, because it's a shitty deal.
Yeah.
Tell y'all to be down here eating the bad food with the rest of
Among the niggas.
Boy,
Eating amongst the niggas.
Yeah. Fuck boy, you niggas.
then I don't get to do the controlling. I gotta be tracked and
Yep.
placed in control.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta need an ID, and
I thought I was a white man.
Yeah.
I gotta pay taxes.
This ain't right.
Apostle Tahar broke that down on driver's license. That's for people doing commerce
Right.
in their vehicle. If
Right.
you just traveling, you ain't supposed to have
Had
no
no
license.
driver's license. Straight
But
up.
see, our parents set us up for failure
Yes,
because of that segregation shit
Yep.
or the desegregation.
Yep.
And they wanted our parents, our generation, the baby boomers, wanted to go along and get along.
Yep.
Right. And they set us up for failure. Now we the ones got to kind of correct this shit using the truth.
Yep.
But yeah, man, a license, what I found out is to do illegal shit. You get a license from the government, that's why, James Bond had a license to what? Not to drive a goddamn car, but to kill.
Yep.
Because it's not lawful to kill. Well, legal. It's lawful to kill. It's the laws on how to kill.
Right.
Yeah.
But right, you can if you in good with the government, they get like these people in
Diplomatic
the military with high clearance, they have license to kill.
Yep.
That's crazy. See, Esau
Nobody broke that down to us.
Yeah.
Then we could have been speaking out against the shit instead of me going to jail all the time for no goddamn back in the day, no insurance or your license expired. You ain't supposed to go to jail for that shit.
Right.
You ain't supposed to have a goddamn
In
license
the
to
first
drive.
damn
I'm a
place.
citizen. Let you tell me. You know?
They ain't supposed to be paying taxes.
Right. Not.
No, yeah.
But there's something to, like Ice Cube said, confuse you brothers' anger, man. Brothers should be pissed every day
Right.
coming out, you know? In this goddamn bullshit, we've been living a fraud. Well, Esau had us living fraudulent, man.
Yes.
Believing in the, just believing in this goddamn place. You a fucking child sitting there with your hand in the.
That's the spirit.
You got.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you sitting up there in the classroom because I thought
I
didn't know nothing. I thought America was a great place.
I'm doing good too, and I'm standing up. Look at me, teacher.
Yeah, you hoping you get to go outside and raise the flag up and shit.
Why? Because mainstream media is telling you that the white man is a good guy.
Yeah.
He's saving, helping everybody in the world.
America.
Saving shit.
You go to church, you see him up on the wall and shit. You thought you saw with the Lord.
You got to pledge your allegiance to it. I was a pledge to this beast system, man.
Yep.
And it was all bullshit. I pledged allegiance to
the flag.
United States flag of America and the republic in which.
What republic?
That's why they took it out of school, because they don't want nobody talking about no republic. That raises questions.
Yeah,
what republic? Nation under God, indivisible.
With freedom and justice for none. Okay.
So Jake, when Jake coming up during the time of Jim Crow, they probably was in there like, this is all bullshit. So it came down. My era coming up, shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
We was in the system. We grew up in the system.
We thought all of that was the right thing to do because that's what our parents told us. So we were programmed as children to believe this is being right. This is what being good is. This is the standard of moral. The so-called white man.
And he don't do no wrong.
Woo!
I can feel they old funky ass spirit.
Yep.
They old raggedy ass spirit.
Yeah.
You can, like I just said about passive aggressive energy and shit.
Yeah.
They got a proud ass little spirit around you.
Yes.
You feel that, but they don't do
pride,
So we woke up to this truth, pissed us off. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Supposed to be fucking mad. That's the fucking problem. You niggas ain't mad out there.
Right.
You mad at the eye, block. You want to kill him.
Behind his coffin.
Because he done dirtied your name up on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Or posted about me on the ground. Gonna ride on that coat.
Pull up, it's on
I mean, look at that the girl got killed up in Shreveport. This was a while back. This is her man, supposedly. Now, he was in Houston. She posted some shit online. He drove up there to go kill her over some shit she said online and did it, made her apologize on live and then shot her, killed her after she apologized. They drove from Houston.
That boy stood on business.
Yeah. But look, he had to go to his auntie house to get the gun. That in Shreveport, he said he woke up that day with the intention to kill her. But then he had to go drive to his auntie house first to get a gun.
That
nigga was dedicated.
He had the bullets. He had the bullets, but he had to go get the gun.
I got some bullets. Let me hold your gun.
Be stand right
Yeah.
But a man ain't supposed to be triggered by it.
No.
I don't know, bro.
Just because Jake, Shirley, and Keisha raised on emotion.
Yeah.
Everything is reacted to with emotion.
They probably sat in the back seat while they mama and drove across town to go slash a nigga tires.
And this is
all kinds
Esau
of
got
all
everybody
type of
in
shit.
this mind frame.
Exactly.
The smallest emotion can get triggered, and that emotion can go to the most extreme. Cause you to do the most extreme thing. Or for these people.
Hey,
Especially the Jake. Jake is like any little thing that rub them the wrong way, they ready to go kill something.
what the scripture in St. Matthew say, be ye wise as serpents and harmless as doves. That's why it would behoove anyone. Pay close attention to that scripture. Be wise as serpents. Don't be out here fucking with these goddamn Babylonians. Because these people are on the edge and they out of their mind.
Right.
They laden with demons.
Woo! These women, these old women, they weak. They'll kill your
They
ass.
will kill
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
They ready to kill something
Because a
quicker than
scared person will kill you.
they fight police. They don't. All you see on the internet or something, one of the big things you should, they just fighting everything. They fight police.
Everything.
What you gonna do
Each
with
other.
Just
Everybody.
had,
They mama, they
I think on the Southwest, you had three Judite
Daughters.
daughters. They was
No.
about to
That
kill.
was in sight.
That was in sight. Okay. Oh shit.
They
yeah.
plotted to kill they got knives.
Yeah.
They gonna kill their mama.
Cause she cut the Wi-Fi off.
Oh yeah.
Ages 14, 15, and 16.
They can't get on the internet and shake their little funky ass.
On TikTok.
They got to twerk.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a dangerous world.
it's a dangerous world we live in.
Yeah.
And these females are really about the killing. They gonna kill. I'm gonna kill. It was a situation in a Dollar General or something. It was some females, black females, and they was the so-called black, and then they arguing with each other. And one was work here. She pulled out a gun and shot her. Shot her in there.
Yep.
Yeah, girls in that big bathtub getting in her ass. She went behind that, wherever she went behind the counter in her bag, got that gun, and put some hot stuff in there.
Yeah.
Straight up. She was laying there bleeding and shit. She still over there talking shit. Now, oh, fuck, I fucked up. What have I done? It wasn't nothing like that. You know, like, you shot the oh, fuck, let me get out of here. No remorse. She's standing over there, let me run. She's so bad, she said, yeah, she don't care. That just show you out of your mind. You just shot somebody. You know, if the lady wasn't attacking her.
Crazy world.
Like the old girl that shot the dude, he didn't know she had a gun. It was in Chicago. He was going, I guess, try to take him some. And she told him, I'm a police officer. And she was a cop. And she ended up shooting him, but she didn't just shoot him. She had to talk shit with him. She did not tell your ass. But yeah, hey.
Crazy world, man.
Yeah. And they showed that on that movie, The Matrix. He said, were you paying attention, Neo? Or were you watching the woman in the red dress? Freeze the program. He said at any given time, anybody that hadn't been woken up is a potential agent.
In other words, if they ain't with us,
Then they're
they
against.
potentially with them.
The demon can get on them or
Right.
they got demons on them. Leave these people alone.
That's
man.
it. Everybody's a potential agent.
Yes, a potential agent for Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. You know?
That's what they did in the movie when they got into a person.
Yeah.
They got old women. Hey, they got all type of agents, man.
Yeah. Little children. But you know, the little children, they like to play on your emotions. They some little demons.
Yep.
Woo! Shit, what we got?
So quick. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 1. Right? A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Yep. Hey, agree with thine adversary too. You know, 'cause speaking of Big Shirley, there was a Big Shirley, I think it was in Atlanta. And it was a big, he looked like an Edomite cop that pulled her over. And he was like, I didn't do nothing. I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to jail today. Get out of the car, I'm going to tase you. I'm not there. She just started getting belligerent. That bitch pulled out a gun and shot him. Shit. He should have dumped on her big ass when she wouldn't get out of that car. She turned it that Satan was all over. You know, just giving an example. Not saying he was in the truth, but just saying.
And boy, that's gonna happen.
Sure is.
2 Corinthians 15, the power of their hands, the power, their power sustained in their hands, some to that effect. You know? So hey, fucking cops going out there and working for your little $40,000 to $60,000 or whatever y'all making.
And you're free.
Oh, the course of their actions.
The course of their actions
power.
stand in their power.
Standing up.
Shit, they already offering themselves.
If
what they get
four
at
of them
four
out here, huh?
sheriffs.
And so say it's a cover up. It's something that it's a cover up behind that. From what I've been, you know, going down the rabbit hole, they didn't just kill themselves for no damn reason.
Yeah.
You know, there's something more to it. Because hey, contrary to popular belief, HPD is probably more corrupt than goddamn California and New York. Houston Police Department. Don't fuck with them. These motherfuckers, they are corrupt. Not saying that, you know, you're going to find a good police network in any other city, but
in
Harris County,
Oklahoma, they got a good police department.
I'll move up there. You know? But no, these cops are corrupt, man. You know? Very corrupt here in Houston. You know? Just some spiritual advice. You know? Read that again out about Prashant.
Yeah, Austin is the capital, but Houston really running the fucking state.
Yeah.
There's major corruption in this court system out here, man.
You can't have this kind of money floating around without corruption. They go hand in hand. Money and corruption go hand in hand because of the love of money.
Right. And we're on the border too.
Yep.
Border
You better believe it.
In the
I just
90s,
found the tunnel.
they said on the radio it was like 83,000 millionaires in the 90s.
In Houston.
Just in Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, you want to hear another statistic? The 400 richest white folks in America got more money together combined than all of the than all of the Negroes in America. 400 Edomites got more money than all of the Judites collectively in the United States. That's another a fun fact. 400 of them. These 400 niggas live in South Park.
Yeah, more. It's thousands.
So you telling me that many white folks got more? They go back to their wage gap. They gave themselves a jump. Look, if he saw us, look, we're gonna do this for the next 50 years. Y'all not gonna earn just us. How can you catch up with 50 years gap? That's just 50 years for Rocketile, you know? But you're talking about hundreds of years. And even unto this day, these systems are set in place to keep it separate.
Yep.
See?
Yeah, you have Esau, these regular jobs, they get shot up through the ranks
Quick.
at ridiculous speeds.
Bro.
Because of the buddy systems, family.
They come in too.
Yeah,
Unqualified.
Project. Yeah, be a whole project manager. This motherfucker got no experience, man.
They'll do like Trump did with Elon Musk. They'll just create a fucking
Here goes, son.
position.
Just happened at my job. Motherfucker was an attendant. Now he's over everything. From a attendant.
Yeah, there you see it.
Made something for him to do.
Me and the other two Negroes at my job, we ain't budged. Everybody, I see motherfuckers come in, they in the office. Damn near trying to tell me, I wish a motherfucker would tell me something up there. I've been up there 6 years, these motherfuckers come in, and I see them shoot up.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and me and the other two, Jake, we ain't budged, nothing.
Right.
You know, but you know, that's why I keep in the back of my mind, it's daytime.
Right.
I tell myself, this daytime, this day shit. They running how they want to run it. Cause when we get the ball in our court, we pushing our weight around. The motherfucker ain't gonna tell now one of us shit.
Neither.
So yeah, y'all go ahead, think y'all doing something now.
Oh, we don't
Y'all
play
gonna have to
sags.
see us.
Yeah. We cuss your tongue out. Yeah. Ain't gonna be no sass in the kingdom
At all.
at all.
You can't even think it.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
I
gonna be
think y'all
scared to
pressed the
death.
rules.
Right. You know?
You can't take the thought back. Once you thought it,
It's done.
It's like an extra sketch.
Get them, Ham.
Yeah, I'm like sure Ham got
Ass
ass
masters, baby.
whipping you with the ashes hands.
We not gonna be getting dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna have taskmasters.
Yeah, we gonna have servants.
Right.
Put your foot up his ass.
Your
Okay.
ass shoes, bro, get the foot.
Don't worry, he ain't gonna die. I make sure of that. Get your ass up and get back to work. Yeah.
Very strong.
You know, and it's like the others say, sometimes you be like, man, fuck you
Right.
motherfucker.
There will be no suntan lotion.
Woo!
Yeah, no protection from the sun.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be clear
If it's
skies.
up to-
Ain't gonna be no clouds. Y'all gonna be. There ain't no clouds over
Y'all
my
have to
field.
figure it out. Daddy told Jake to figure shit out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah,
Make some clouds, nigga. Yeah, y'all was making clouds on the other side, seeing the sky.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Y'all stole all the inventions and catch hell.
Yeah.
Come up
Yeah, figure it out.
Won't be no technology.
with limited resources. How you
Yeah,
people in the ghetto, in the ghettos, and the barrios,
Yes.
with limited resources.
Shanty town.
Make some money yourself.
Jobs, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see you come up, and let's see you do something with yourself in these conditions.
Right. Pull yourself up by your
Hey,
bootstraps.
that shows who the Lord's people are, man.
Yep.
To go through what Jake went through, and that's the thing. That's why Esau's so scared right now, because Jake is learning this fucking system. Jake is getting out of the workforce and becoming entrepreneurs and coming up like your asses did, man.
Yeah. And what's even just as worse, or just as bad, or even worse, is the psychological warfare that this devil done on.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Jake mind all twisted and
Right.
turned, man.
That's why Jake is all feminine now. Because of the psychological mind shit Esau been throwing at him on all angles.
And then on the
Both
other
sides, for sure. Yes.
On the other side of that, you have the psychological damage that get done to Israel, but then the Edomites, they get brought up to think superior. I was watching, they had a documentary of they had little kindergarten Edomite children, and they had different color little
Baby
babies
dolls.
on children and they would say, okay, which one is the dumb kid? And they would all the little kid, they would point right to the black baby.
Which one is pretty?
Yeah, they would turn to the white one.
Right. Because this is their kingdom.
Why the fuck would you even do that? What experiment, what benefit would that have? But to forward your false superiority, man.
Yeah, they got an inferiority complex. Inferior to Esau complex.
Right.
Whatever y'all got.
So Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
And that's evident right now, man. The rich is who? The ones who have knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
Right.
All right, and it's even being a separation amongst Israel right now, man. All right, you seeing the house of Saul is established, and they're coming together against the house of David, man. All right, the house of Saul have partake in dealing with Esau behind closed doors, man. All right, made these backdoor deals and shit. All right, now Esau throwing your ass under the bus, man. All right, all to demonize the house of David. That's what it's about, the elect, man.
And your high up leaders that took them backdoor deals, they know what's going on. Your congregation don't know what's going on.
Exactly. Because they know what the hell they know what the MOTB is.
Right.
They gotta know. Because the MOTB is not complicated. It's nothing
Not at
complicated
all.
about
Not
it. It's
at
not
all.
something hard to see.
Regular American knows.
But I tell you what is complicated, what don't make no sense, is the shit they coming out with.
Right.
What they say in the mark of the beast, the MOTB.
Right.
You know? It don't make sense. It don't add up.
It
People
don't.
should be in there scratching their head like,
Wait a minute. Adam had the mark of the beast. It's sin, right?
Right.
Adam sinned, didn't he? Okay then. And Yahushua got a paper when he had the mark of the beast in the past incarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it,
And once you get it,
you toast. You're condemned.
And
So
how were they using it back then?
how can the Lord repent for that?
it makes no sense.
Makes no effing sense.
But they don't think. They get taught just to be parents, just to parent and, regurgitate information.
Yes.
Like the apostle said, they know the precept package.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the packages. Go to
If it's this
go to
topic,
this
you
right
don't
here.
need to.
Bring that down.
And really, those precept passages is to go against Great Millstone,
Period.
the true doctrine.
Yes.
But the reason those ones is under that because they caught up in the folly amongst these groups.
They caught up, instead of being caught up into Yahweh, why Yahweh shine, they caught up into the brand name. How Jake did the joy. Jake loved the brand.
So that's what they push. That's what
They
the
in
camp say.
I'm Israel united in Christ.
Purple and gold.
And what's the stamp on top of that? It ain't. They say it's Israel united in Christ, but it's damn near Israel united in Nate.
Yeah.
And Israel and ISPK is the commanding General Yohanan.
And if it don't come from him,
They said you gotta have a what is it, a stamp or a seal, or what's your like emblem or something. But believe now, somebody why you I see ISPK either one. Man.
the seal is the understanding, man.
Exactly. Spiritual. Not what symbol represents your group, man. All right. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right.
And like I was saying earlier, the higher ups, these leaders of these groups, they know what they doing. And they done took that deal. Look, we need a black eye on this whole Hebrew Israelite thing. We need a man to get exposed for getting popped in his fucking ass by his bitch. All that shit is a setup, man. That's how that's what I believe.
Yeah.
And all you leaders that sold out and took the bag is to bring a black eye upon the true believers, man.
Right.
And y'all done took that goddamn deal and y'all already set up.
Every damn thing. Everything on YouTube, you on the even worldly shit. You in the mix with the worldly shit.
Adam 22.
Yep.
What? Then what was the other one? The one Nate went on this goddamn comedy.
Comedy night?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
What you doing on there? But this is about telling jokes. This is the most serious thing going on. What are you talking about?
So that's spreading that bullshit on every. We need to get you guys on every platform.
Yeah. That way everybody,
Because listen, when anybody bring up the Hebrew Israelites, they say, oh, the guys in purple and gold. Marching through New Orleans during the Super Bowl weekend.
Kyrie, they outside for who?
Yeah.
All them niggas.
Right. I'm trying to get back on this
They
point.
harassing.
They harassing
the goddamn body. They're literally harassing people.
Yeah. I'd call the laws too, you niggas show up. What y'all doing?
And the locations where they always are is where niggas at, man.
Right. And nobody ain't coming out of none of that shit, man.
Hey, with that, Lord willing, edification went out to the Most High's hopeful elect. All right, once again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
the honors to our apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and the other high priests who taught them as well, who laid the forefront, all right, of the bulk of the doctrine that we teach, man. Okay, and peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.